All right, good morning, everyone. All right, hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Let's go ahead and get started. So I haven't got my camera back up. Well, I have to figure out where to put it. So anyway, we'll work on that. All right, so let's see what we've got. First off, let's look at the economic data for today, which basically there is none. Um, we have um, we have FOMC member Harker speaking right now, and then FOMC member Bowman speaking. That's about it. Consumer credit comes out for month over month, comes out 3 o'clock Eastern. I'm not expecting much from that, so you know it is what it is. All right, so that being said, let's take a look at what was moving uh, on Friday. Let's see what we've got. Okay. So first up, let's go to Qualcomm. Well, first, before we do that, let's take a look at the market. So this is what the Nasdaq looked like on Friday. It was up and down all over the place. More bearish than bullish. We opened here, we closed there. So definitely downward movement, but very volatile. All right, so taking a look at Qualcomm first. This is what it looked like. We start the day and we're able to hit target number two, which is or was 120.80. Then it topped out around 122 a share. So very good move there for Qualcomm. Let's see. Next up, we have Expedia, which was able to reach target number one of 102.70. We got close to target number two. We hit 104.23, but we fell short target number two, which was 104.30. Uh, Next, we have MF, which Thinkorswim mistakenly has as MF Global, but it's actually Miss Fresh. Either way, the stock had a pretty good move at the opening of the session, went from $1.37 all the way up to, what was the high there? About, let's see, it was about 250 a share or something like that. So pretty good move, but lots of halts along the way. As you can see, it's now up. So there's a good chance that we may see some pre-market. Um, this will definitely be added to our pre-market list. It's already trading at 47% up on 14.8 million shares and trading above $1. So I'll go ahead and add this now to our pre-market list since we already know it meets all the criteria. So MF is on the list already. Good morning, Brian, and good morning, everyone else. As far as bearish stocks, Palo Alto reached target number two to the downside, $216 per share. Back to other stocks that were bullish, AMD was able to reach target number one of 116.58. It sold off and then came back and reached target number two of 118.67 per share. Adobe, similar to AMD, had a sharp decline at first after it moved up, but then it turned around. It got to its target number one, which was 534.32 per share. Airbnb very rapidly reached target number one of 143.57, then sold off, came back to target one again, but never advanced beyond that. Uh, Dish Network, DISH, was able to get close to its target number one, which was 788 a share. However, Dish topped out at 785, so it fell short of that. Yell didn't do much in the last session. Obviously, this company is bankrupt and actually closing down, not just bankrupt, but not much happened there. As you can see, we got about we got about halfway to target number one, which was 472. We topped out 441, so nothing to do here. Like it just was all over the place. So this one was good to avoid. Um, let's see. In phase was able to reach, target number one, which was 142.67. It was not able to reach any further than that. It topped out at 144.40, and then that was it. So not the biggest, strongest day there for Enphase, but still performed okay. Upstart UPST was bearish. It did get through target number one to the downside of 64.20, and then it actually reached target number two to the downside late in the day. When that number two target to the downside was 60.25. So very bearish day for Upstart. Let's get Microsoft for now. Affirm was bearish as well. AFRM was able to reach target number one to the downside of 1706, but it did not. It got about halfway to target number two of 1635 and never got there. Next up, we have Lyft, which was able to reach target number one to the downside of 1108. And then we go to Tesla, which was able to reach target number two to the downside of, TSLA, which was able to reach target number one to the downside of 255.89. Amazon was more bullish than bearish, not extremely. It was able to reach target number one, 143.53. And then Google, GOOGL, was able to reach target number one of 130.89. And then lastly, we had, actually that was it. Okay, that's all we had for Friday. So some good movers, but I wouldn't say Friday was a very great day for trading. It was fairly lackluster, but we had some good movers. Mostly, I would say it was not the best trading. All right, so let's look at what's moving pre-market today. We're looking for NASDAQ stocks trading at least $1 per share. They have to have at least 1 million shares in pre-market volume, and we need a percent change of at least 6%, positive or negative, which of course Google does not have any of those except for the price and the NASDAQ part. So first up, I see BCAN. Let's take a look at that. Of course, we've already added what's that stock? MF to our radar. So we have BCAN, which is currently up over 6%. It's at 7.6%. 3.5 million shares traded, trading above $1 per share. So that does qualify. So we will add BCAN to our radar as well. Okay, next up we have SAGE, SAGE. That is currently down 50%, 2 million shares traded at about $17.98 a share. Looks like this is down off of earnings. Also, it looks like there's an FDA issue a complete response letter to one of their drug applications, which obviously was not a good result, whatever the FDA said. So we'll add SAGE to our radar as well. All right, Yell is on the pre-market activity scan. It's currently down 47.86%, 4.3 million shares traded, $1.87 per share. Now, a lot of people ask the question, why is this stock moving up? Like, why would people have been buying a company that they know is going out of business? And there are two answers I can give you. One is speculation. You're going to have a lot of people on websites that are going to speculate. I'll show you uh, one of those stocks. One second here. All right, so there are lots of stocks that get speculation, okay, from retail traders. And when I want to know what retail traders are mostly trading, an easy place to go would be StockTwits. Now, I'm not recommending StockTwits, nor am I condemning it. I'll just say that this is definitely a retail-focused site. There are some professionals here. I remember a long time ago when I started out trading, I joined this site, and I still have a membership here, free membership, of course. And I did meet a couple of people who are professionals here, but for the most part, I would say this is amateurs mostly people who don't have any professional trading experience, and therefore a lot of stuff that you hear is very, I don't know, I would just say very questionable. Okay. Now, that being said, this basically they have like 5,966 followers. Let's see, sentiment is skewed bullish for the most part, though it's mixed. Uh, Message volume, they say slightly high, not very high. Um, there's just all sorts of stuff you can read here. The reason why I'm showing you this again is that usually if I see a stock is getting a lot of commentary here, it does indicate that there must be a strong retail presence in the trading. But the other thing to keep in mind is that every company has a liquidation value called as book value per share. Book value just means how much the company's shares should be worth if their assets are liquidated at whatever is the going market rate for those assets. So they could sell off arms of their business. I think they're trying to sell off their logistics arm, and you never know. Like maybe that's well, it's got to be worth something, but the market basically figures out what they estimate the breakup value of the company would be, and they'll basically reflect that in the share price. So they won't be projecting future earnings or future growth for the company since it's going out of business. They'll basically just look at what the liquidation value would be of all the assets owned by the company. Now, I'm not sure every asset that Yellow owns. I'm sure they own. I know they own physical locations. I know they own equipment. I believe they actually own their own trucks. So all those are assets that can be sold, and of course the market just figures out how much they would be worth as well as whatever other assets. So the price per share can fluctuate quite a bit as people continue to recalculate what the breakup value would be, but eventually they'll settle on some general price range. So for now, just expect volatility, and we will add this stock again to our radar. YELL is back on the radar once again. All right. Nikola looks like it's active. Nikola has been pretty active recently. The price range for the stock has gotten wider than it was previously. So it's kind of back to the type of movements we were seeing a few years ago. All right, so Nikola right now trading at 274 a share, is up 9.6% on 7.5 million shares traded, and we're looking at 274 per share, so that definitely qualifies. Although I don't like adding Nikola usually, since it's been more active in its range of movement, like you'll see, price ranges that are greater than 50 cents. Which for a while Nikola was trading in price ranges that were on average under 25 cents in a day, which is not enough movement. Finally, we have PRZO. which presently is up 89%, roughly. 7 million shares traded, clearly very active. It's trading above $2 a share, so that definitely qualifies for our activity or our range of price and our price range per share. So this one will definitely be added to our radar. That's PRZO. Now, those are the stocks that I see so far. If you folks see any other stocks besides the ones I've already went over, which were MF, BCAN, Sage, YELL, Nikola, and PRZO. If you see any other stocks besides those that meet our criteria, please let me know in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at them. So, any other stocks besides the ones that I mentioned, let me know in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at them. All right, SVFD. Okay, that definitely qualifies. 9.7 million shares traded, 102%, and trading at about $1.28 per share. That I would say looks good, so we'll go ahead and add that to our radar as well. BSFC. That looks good as well. 30%, 1.9 million shares, $1.14 per share. Good. So that does qualify as well. Which one? I'm not sure which one was not above $1 per share, but BSFC is, so that does qualify. And unless I was mistaken, SVFD was, yeah, trading above $1, so that qualifies. All right, folks, any other stocks that you see? Yeah. Again, any other stocks that are NASDAQ traded stocks, listed stocks, I should say, that are trading at least $1 per share price, and we also need them to have at least 1 million shares in pre-market volume and at least a percent change in price of 6% positive or negative. Either or is fine. So any other stocks that meet those criteria, be sure to let me know in the chat. Then we'll go ahead and take a look. Oops, sorry. All right. So if that's the case, we'll wrap up for today, for today's pre-market pulse. Now, folks, please be sure to like this video. Just click the like button, please, and subscribe to the channel. We are growing our subscriber base quickly, so we want that to keep going. Also, if you're unfamiliar with our program and with our company, please be sure to check out fundertrading.com. That's our website. You'll learn more about we fund traders to trade stocks and actual stock options as well, which makes us the only company out there for stock options and one of only about two in existence that do stocks. So just check that out. Other than that, for everyone who's part of the program, I'll see you in the coaching room in about 20 minutes, and then we'll get started on the projector just before market open. Okay. Amazon, let's take a look. Well, not according to, let me see if maybe there's something I'm missing, but it doesn't look like it's at 10%. It says here it's 1%. So, yeah. That unfortunately, Brian doesn't show that 10% change. It would have to be trading up $13.90. So it would have to be somewhere way above here. It'd be about 152, something like that. Yeah, maybe the volume's up. All right. All right, folks. So I'll see you guys in the coaching room in just a little bit, and I'll see everyone for the pre-market pulse tomorrow. Have a fantastic trading day, and we'll go from there. Take care.